Radha Gokula Nanda Shri Radhe. Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman. Jai Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman. Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman. Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman. Jaya Gaurani Dai, Gaurani Dai, Gaurani Dai, Jaya Gaurani Dai. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Anita Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nita Gora Hari Bol, Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nita Gora Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. Okay, so welcome everyone to Bhaktivedanta Manor today on this wet, rainy Monday bank holiday. So there was lots of people who were thinking of coming to the temple today, but they looked out the window and said, "Oh, maybe I'll go another day," like that. But anyway, all of you managed to not give in to the weather or your mind or some other obstacle, and you came. So then you all get extra blessings, like that. So Krishna says in the Gita, Matra spashastu kunteya sitoshna sukhadukada agama paino nityas tam stitikshasva bharata. Chapter 2, verse number 14. So he says that in this world there is happiness and distress, there is heat and cold, there are dualities of material existence. But he says one has to learn to tolerate the dualities without and do their duty without being disturbed. So that is called dhira. So dhira means that, okay, if it's cold or it's hot or it's raining or it's sunny, you still do what you're meant to do. Not that, in the summer in India it's very, very hot and it can get 40, 50 degrees. I've been in Vrindavan, 49 degrees, But even when it's very hot, the ladies don't refuse to cook or go in the kitchen. They go in the kitchen and light a fire and it becomes even hotter, And the holy people in the morning, in the winter, they go for snan in the Ganga. They don't say, it's too cold. So they do their duty. So the thing is, Krishna is saying, in happiness or in distress, or heat or cold, or up or down, or whatever it is, these are temporary things, like winter is there, but it won't stay winter forever. Then spring comes, then summer comes. All these things are always changing, but don't allow the fluctuations of material nature or the whims of the mind to take you offline from what your purpose in life is, what your goal is. You see, so if you stick to your goal and you come and serve the Lord, you chant, you read, you connect with the Lord through His scriptures, you take prasad, you do all those spiritual things, make a pilgrimage to the temple, then at the end of this life, you will be rewarded. Then you will remember Krishna and you will go to the abode of Krishna. And those other people who always give in to the mind, then they will have to take birth again in the material world. And it says in the chapter 8, whatever you're thinking of at the time of leaving this body, that kind of body you will take on. So we have Bhakta David here, Prabhu. He is from Ireland, and he came here on a 7-day Be a Monk challenge. How many years ago? 5 years ago. Okay, well, he hasn't gone back. So his parents came here after a month and thinking, where is our David? He only went for 7 days. And then they saw the temple and they met the devotees and they had prasad. And then they said to David, David, don't go anywhere else, just stay here. So he's following the instructions of his parents. He's also following the instructions of Swami Prabhupada and also the instructions of Lord Krishna and Lord Ram. So David now is going to give a Bhagavad Gita class here. Now, he's been studying very nicely, and he's a very good poet, actually. So if you're lucky, he might do some poetry for you. But he's going to give a talk on Bhagavad Gita here until 7 o'clock, and 7 o'clock there will be Aarti. And then 7:30 the curtains will close and the deities will change for their night outfit. Like, if you're wearing a suit or you're there, you don't go to sleep like that. You wear something more comfortable. So Krishna also. So 6 times a day they cook and they offer bhog to Krishna. 6 times a day they have Aarti. Somebody said to me, Prabhu, my mind is giving me so much trouble. I said, I know. I've got one too. So I said, you know what the best thing is to say to your mind? He said, no, what's the best thing to say to your mind? The best thing to say to your mind is, do you mind? If somebody is interrupting you, say, do you mind? Yeah. Don't try to fight with the mind, but take shelter of Krishna. Then you will be fine. Okay, so Bhagavad Gita class now, David Prabhu. And also in the Haveli, right now until 9:30 at night, there's one of our spiritual masters who is visiting in the Dyumna Swami. And he has many devotees and kirtanias, and they'll be doing kirtan mela until 9:30 tonight. And then also next weekend, we have Shivaram Swami here with some other very exalted Vaishnavas, and they'll be doing also kirtan mela next weekend as well. All the information is on the website, krishnatemple.com. So thank you so much. Hare Krishna. And they're also serving prasad in the Haveli in the right-hand side, and left-hand side is kirtan. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So today we're going to be speaking from the Bhagavad Gita, the 9th chapter and the 6th verse. So we're going to begin with the prayers. It's Jai Radha Madhava. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari. Yasodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari. Yasodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Rad Amadava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yasodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Rad Amadava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yasodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Rad Amadava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay, thank you. Om Gyanartimriyandasya Gananjana Salakaya Chakchurun Militanyena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutaye Swayam Rupa Kadadmayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunath Tam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadavaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gourangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sutadevi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpa Tarubhascha Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Bhatitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Okay, so we're reading from chapter 9, text number 6. Yata kasha stito nityam vayu sarvatra goman tata sarvani bhutani matsta nityupadaraya. Yata kasha stito nityam vayu sarvatra goman tata sarvani bhutani matsta nityupadaraya. So the translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Understand that as the mighty wind blowing everywhere rests always in the sky, all created beings rest in me. So understand that as the mighty wind blowing everywhere rests always in the sky, all created beings rest in me. And purport. For the ordinary person, it is almost inconceivable how the huge material creation is resting in him. But the Lord is given an example which may help us to understand. The sky may be the biggest manifestation we can conceive, and in that sky, the wind or air is the biggest manifestation in the cosmic world. The movement of the air influences the movements of everything. But although the wind is great, it is still situated within the sky. The wind is not beyond the sky. Similarly, all the wonderful cosmic manifestations are existing by the supreme will of God, and all of them are subordinate to that supreme will. As we generally say, not a blade of grass moves without the will of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thus, everything is moving under His will. By His will, everything is being created, everything is being maintained, and everything is being annihilated. Still, He is aloof from everything, as the sky is always aloof from the activities of the wind. In the Upanishads, it is stated, Yad Bija Vataha Pavate. It is out of the fear of the Supreme Lord that the wind is blowing. Taittiriya Upanishad 281. In the Brihad and Rakya Upanishad 389, it is stated, Etasya va aksarasya prashashane gargi surya chandra maso vidritu tishata etasya va aksarasya prashashane gargi dva apritivo vidruto tistatada. By the supreme order, under the superintendence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the moon, the sun, and the other great planets are moving. In the Brahma Samhita 5:52, it is also stated, Yakshashur Esha Savita Sakala Grahanam Rajasamasta Churamurtir Asheshateja Yasyagya Brahmati Sabrim Kala Chakro Govindam Adi Purusham Tam Aham Bhajami. This is a description of the movement of the sun. It is said that the sun is considered to be one of the eyes of the Supreme Lord, and it has immense potency to diffuse heat and light. Still, it is moving in its prescribed orbit by the order and the supreme will of Govinda. So from the Vedic literature, we can find evidence that this material manifestation, which appears to us to be very wonderful and great, is under the complete control of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This will be further explained in the later verses of this chapter. Okay, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. So this is a simple analogy. It speaks about the wind in the sky. So nothing is actually aloof from Krishna. Krishna says, only from a spark of my splendor, this entire this entire manifestation is manifest. So Krishna is all opulent. Even this world, this universe, is just like a little bubble. If we see the picture just straight here on the wall, we'll see Kshirodakashayi Vishnu. So he's in the ocean. He's just having a snooze actually, and breathing in and out. And from him, all these different bubbles, which are different universes, are just coming into manifestation and going through their due course. So all these different universes, there's unlimited different universes, and all of them emanate from Krishna. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Aham sarvasya pravavo matah sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha. That he says that he is the source of all the material and spiritual manifestations. Everything emanates from him. And the wise who know this perfectly worship, he says they worship me with all their hearts. So when we actually come into proper knowledge, we realize that we have an actual eternal relationship with Krishna. So in this material world, it's just it's cyclic. It's a repetition of birth, death, old age, and disease. So this is the general. This is the actual process which all beings will have to go through. So it's said in the Bhagavad Gita that all the places within this universe, Antikala, Chamameva, that all the different from the different planets, from Lord Brahma down to the most insignificant ant, and all these different planets are all places of misery. So everywhere in this material manifestation. And it was recently discussed in a class that even though the demigods, they seem to have a very much more happily life. So we're talking here about heavenly enjoyment, and basically they don't really, they're always healthy, and they don't seem to actually experience like the same diminishment or dwindling of the body that we do here. But even then, it's stated after a long life in the heavenly planets, once their pious credits run out, they have to actually take birth again in this material world. So it's and the process of by which they actually leave their body, which I heard was that they're actually given a garland, and their luster starts to fade, and they have like a certain amount of time, like maybe a month or so, and then they leave their body to actually take birth again. So when we think about this, there's certain things which are favorable and unfavorable for devotional service. And one of those is over-endeavoring for material achievement. So this is not going to give us happiness. And time is very precious. So Krishna says, time I am. So everything manifests from Krishna. And for some reason, on the lead up to this class, I was actually thinking about a pendulum. It just came into my mind, a pendulum clock. I remember in my grandfather's house, he had one of these old clocks, a pendulum clock, a grandfather clock. And when you would very distinctively hear the pendulum, and you'd be always aware of the time ticking. And yeah, through these, just reflecting on that every moment is actually, we may think we have so much time, but time is it says time and tide wait for no man. So time is always moving on, and it makes us think about, to reflect deeply and ask the bigger questions in life. What is the purpose of my existence? Who am I? Who is God? All these questions that we can't just let them sit by idly, but these are the real importance of life. So when I think about actually reading the Bhagavad Gita, the knowledge which the Bhagavad Gita gives us, and especially Srila Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita, is very much priceless. The Bhagavad Gita talks about our relationship with the Lord and the process of devotional service. So it's a very special process, especially in this age, which is the age of Kali Yuga. So this age is out of the 4 yugas. This age is the darkest of the 4 ages. So in this material world, it's a place of quarrel and hypocrisy. So within this world, it's always turbulent, and where our minds are very distracted, and for that reason we get the most mercy actually. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has advented, and he has given us this simple process by which we can actually cleanse what's described as cleanse the mirror of the heart, Cheto Darpana Marjanam. So as we become conditioned by the material nature, all these different contamination and coverings, they cover the heart, and through the actual process of devotional service, chanting the Lord's names, honoring prasadam, devotional service, seva, association, chanting 16 rounds, the 4 regulative principles. So this process is actually it's very simple, but devotional life, as I said, Srila Prabhupada said, devotional life, our spiritual life isn't easy still, but material life is impossible. So as we're actually, Srila Prabhupada was discussing into this morning's lecture, devotional life is progressive life. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that my devotee will never perish. So whatever we do on the path of devotional service, it can save us from the greatest danger. That's what Srila Prabhupada has very explicitly said, that in this material world there's danger at every step, and this is the actual design of the material world. This material world is resting in Krishna, but it's a place of imperfection. It says that actually everything that emanates from Krishna is perfect and complete and whole. So when we look at this material world, it doesn't seem so perfect. So then we have to actually ask the question, what is the purpose of this material world? And then we realize this material world is perfect for its purpose. So its purpose is to actually to frustrate the living entities in their attempts of enjoyment. So we're falsely thinking that we have happiness here in this material world, but it's not actually real happiness. It's described that the happiness we perceive is actually only a temporary relief from suffering in this material world. If we're hungry, we eat and so on. So it's not actual real happiness. And there's no real love to be found in the material world. And this only can be found in our eternal relationship with Krishna. So it's said in the Bhagavad Gita, Mame Vamso Jivyaloke Jiva Bhuta Sanatanaha, that Krishna says, all the living entities are my eternal fragmental parts and parcels. So we all have a unique relationship with Krishna. We're all individuals, just like snowflakes. And we in that relationship, that's where we can become fully joyful and happy. And then when we realize that relationship with Krishna, we realize that all life is sacred and all living beings are dear to Krishna. So we become actually, when Srila Prabhupada says, when the eyes are anointed with the salve of love, which means that we actually see everything through the perspective of Krishna consciousness, then that's how we'll become fully Krishna conscious. That actually this whole material world is a Krishna's energy, and therefore it's all spiritual. But the material distinction is based on our own conditioned nature. And when we engage in devotional service, things take on a spiritual characteristic, a transcendental characteristic. So, said Tattvarat Maniralam Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakta Uchite, that when we actually engage in devotional service, there's two side effects. One is that we become free from all material designations. So we become free from the concept of I and mine. I am so and so from such and such a place. And when we actually engage in devotional service, then our senses become purified. And it's a very simple process in that sense. So I'd like to ask if there's any questions so far on anything that's been discussed. Okay. So just going to actually speak about more about the process of devotional service and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And I'm not sure if you're familiar with Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, if you know who he is. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he advented 500 years ago, and he's actually Krishna. So it's mentioned in the Vedic scriptures that Krishna, he didn't know, he couldn't fathom the love of Srimati Radharani, his dearmost devotee. So he decided that he had to actually take birth as a devotee of Krishna, and then to actually experience that rasa, that relationship. And so Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna, he took birth with the mood and the devotion of Srimati Radharani for Krishna, and he had the same golden complexion. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he took birth with all his associates as well. Lord Balaram, for example, appeared as Lord Nityananda, and they inaugurated the Sankirtan movement. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he's the Yuga avatar, and he gives the process for this age. And in different ages, Krishna comes in different incarnations, or just as himself basically, and so he actually helps the fallen conditioned souls. So said yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharataha abhutanam adharmasya tadatmanam shridam yaham, that whenever there is a decline in religious practice and a predominating rise of irreligion. At that time, I myself descend. So Krishna has descended as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to actually to give salvation to the fallen conditioned souls. And the process that he has given is very simple, sukham. So it's actually joyful, and as Srila Prabhupada states, by simply chanting, dancing and feasting, we can actually, a process which is so simple, and we can attain the highest benefits. So I would generally request everyone to actually to become informed about Lord Chaitanya and the process of this age, and especially the books that Srila Prabhupada has given us, the Bhagavad Gita, the Srimad Bhagavatam, the Chaitanya Charitamrita. He has given us a treasure trove of books, and his translations are completely perfect. So he has stated that he is called the Bhagavad Gita as it is. So for this Bhagavad Gita, it is actually, there are so many other Bhagavad Gitas out there, but as Srila Prabhupada states, they didn't actually capture the true spirit of the Bhagavad Gita. That many people have this confusion in terms of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and our relationship with God. So many people are under the impression that, all is one. The demigods, they're all the same as Krishna in terms of Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and some people then they think that we actually become God ourselves and so on. So Srila Prabhupada very, very elaborately clarifies everything very succinctly in his books, and I would definitely request everyone to get familiar with Srila Prabhupada's books and his Bhagavad Gita, and to actually, to try chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. We do 108 rounds on a bead, and we do 16 rounds a day. So, but if anyone would like to, even if they try and chant one round a day with sincerity, when we chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, I'm not sure if you know what it means. So chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra means, it means, my dear Lord, please engage me in your devotional service. And it's also asking the energy of Krishna and Srimati Radharani to please engage us in your devotional service. So it's a very profound and simple prayer, and it's actually the goal of life is to realize that we're actually servants of Krishna. So by just chanting this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra with sincerity, that's something which I think everybody should sincerely try, and not to actually miss the opportunity. If you'll all like to repeat after me or repeat alongside of me, we'll chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra if you're willing. So thank you. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you. Okay, thank you. So there's just so you know, there's also kirtans tonight in the Haveli by His Holiness Indra Juma Swami, and Also, we'll have Gaur Arti at 7 o'clock. So if there's any questions, please feel free to ask. Or if not, you can ask me after. So I just wondering if you have any questions. Yeah. Okay. Bhagavad Gita ki, Shri Prabhupada ki, all glories to assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. No.
Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Juta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavangshan Shri Rupam Chakrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tvam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanitanstam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Vandeham.
Jaya Radha Gokulananda Radha Gokulananda Radhe Jaya Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman Jaya Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Radha Gokulananda, Radha Gokulananda Radhe. Jaya Radha Gokulananda, Radha Gokulananda Radhe. Kiva Jaya, Jaya Gaura Chander, Aratika Shobha. Janavi Tatavani Jagamana Lava Dakini Tai Chan Mame Gadatara Nikate Advaita Shrine Vasachatra